Hey folks, and welcome back to Coin Bureau Clips. Now, there ain't no blue chip layer 1 crypto that didn't feel the early 2022 price crash. However, Sol, the native currency of the Solana network and used for processing transactions and staking, got hit harder than most. From its all-time high of around $260 as seen during the November 2021 pump, Sol then took a slump. It entered 2022 at nearly $180, but in the space of less than a month, it had fallen to below $90. Now, before we dig into what's been going on, full disclosure, I hold Sol as part of my personal portfolio. Now, Sol's downward pressure could have had a number of causes, including, but not limited to, centralization concerns with regards to its architecture, performance issues surrounding network congestion, or perhaps a natural correction after such an incredible run in late 2021. However, an absolute barrage of bullish news for the Solana ecosystem and Sol appears to have sparked a resurgence in investor confidence in the world's 8th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. An onslaught of good news for Solana really seemed to begin around Friday the 18th of March, when the US's second largest exchange, Coinbase, announced that it would be adding support for Solana-based tokens to its wallet extension. Now, this is good news for Solana because it simplifies the process of using Solana-based applications, eliminating any need to move across various additional wallets. Crucially, however, it signaled that major players in the cryptocurrency space are still taking Solana very seriously and are expending resources to make sure that their services accommodate Solana's ecosystem, presumably all spurred by the expectation that a high volume of crypto users will want to use the Solana network. Now, furthermore, Coinbase also announced that Solana NFT support, as well as connections with decentralized applications on Solana, are very much on the way. Unsurprisingly, this led to some bump in Sol's value, but at this point, only a slight one. However, this was just the first ecosystem boost for Solana, and the next was just around the corner. Tuesday, the 22nd of March, then saw Grayscale announce the inception of its 18th investment product, an all-new smart contract platform X Ethereum fund that's weighted based on smart contract networks' market capitalizations. Accordingly, some 24.3% of the fund is comprised of Sol, and ADA is the only crypto to feature a higher allocation at 25.6%. According to the CEO of Grayscale, Michael Sonnesein, investor demand for diversified exposure has grown in parallel to the ongoing evolution of the crypto ecosystem. At the moment, the fund product is open only to private accredited investors such as funds or high net worth individuals. However, there are plans to obtain a public quotation, something Grayscale has achieved for 9 of its other 17 investment products. Now, naturally, this is good news for both Sol and ADA. Indeed, recently it's emerged that institutional interest in ADA is pumping hard, with a more than 5,000% increase in transactions over 100K in 2022. However, perhaps more interestingly is that Grayscale's inception of its non-ETH smart contract fund hints at a wider institutional belief that Ethereum will not necessarily hold the ecosystem dominance that it currently does. Let's not forget that this comes at a time when excitement around Ethereum's merge and transition to proof of stake is building. It appears that there is some expectation that layer 1s which offer obvious advantages over Ethereum can compete in some areas of the space. And nowhere is this clearer than in the case of Solana, which offers negligible fees and speeds of more than 60,000 TPS. But folks, that wasn't all. The next exciting Solana ecosystem development came just a day later, and this time it was GameFi related. As mentioned in Monday's Metaverse News Update here on the Clips channel, Krafton announced a partnership with Solana Labs to develop and operate blockchain and NFT-based games and services hosted on the Solana network. Now, Krafton is the unofficial publisher of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG for short, which is often touted as the ancestor of just about all Battle Royale games. Now, PUBG has a user base in the tens of millions, and if it can bring even a fraction of those players over to Solana, it could be very bullish news for the network. Now, all of this said, before we all get too excited, CoinDesk was told by a source close to the deal that at the time of writing, the deal was only in the form of a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, meaning that the partnership could, in theory, be pulled at any time. For the weeks prior, there was hope that a rise in GameFi adoption on Solana could help pull Sol out of the gutter that it had found itself in, and the Crafton-oriented news seemed to confirm this. But the crazy thing is, that wasn't all, and you've probably heard all about OpenSea just yesterday announcing support for Solana NFTs on the world's most widely used NFT marketplace, which, until now, has only facilitated the buying and selling of NFTs hosted on Ethereum. Now, this is something we at Coin Bureau HQ have been expecting for some time, even before the leak around the Phantom Wallet integration, the leading Solana wallet, was exposed by someone who reverse engineered the OpenSea UI. We had our suspicions confirmed when OpenSea mentioned the appointment of a new VP of product back at the very start of 2021. Now, it was just a tiny few lines at the bottom of a Decrypt piece all about OpenSea's crazy valuation at the time, but it mentioned explicitly that this new VP of product would be responsible for OpenSea's support of NFTs from networks aside from Ethereum, and Solana was the obvious candidate. Now, as you might imagine, the result of these announcements surrounding Solana has been a resurgence in the value of Sol. As I film this, Sol is sitting above the $124 mark, which, although still more than 50% down from all-time highs, marks a nearly 50% increase in the space of less than 2 weeks, given that Sol crept as low as $85 on the 18th of March, the day that Coinbase support was announced. Now, amidst so many different updates, it's hard to pin down exactly how influential each development was in terms of price action. However, it seems that OpenSea integration has already had a hell of an effect. Sol is up 12% on the 24-hour at the time of filming, and the NFT ecosystem specifically has seen some crazy growth. Solana NFT trading volume is up as much as 80% in the last 24 hours, compared to a mere 8% surge for Ethereum NFTs. The Solana Monkey Business Collection in particular has logged some impressive interest, generating more than $2 million worth of transaction volume in 24 hours. So, the question remains, what is next for Sol? Well, on the one hand, it could be that the slew of positive news that's been emerging around Solana has not yet been fully felt when it comes to price action. 4 crazy big announcements in the space of 2 weeks could translate to some serious price movement if the broader crypto markets allow. Now, it could also be the case that the impact of such news is already baked into Sol's price. However, given that interest in NFTs is back on the rise and Sol NFTs are yet to actually be made available on OpenSea, Sol may well be in for a sunny few weeks. And a quick side note while I'm about it, Solana's blockchain data is stored by Arweave, and a resurgence in Sol's price will likely see AR gain ground as well. I have a recent full-length video on Arweave over on our main channel if you want to check it out. Note that, like Sol, I also hold AR in my portfolio, yo. And that, folks, is about all we have time for today, but as ever, we're keen to hear what you think. So, will Sol continue to surge? Will there be any more bullish announcements around Solana? And which cryptocurrencies would you like me to look into next? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Clips channel for more coin-specific content, and I will see you next time.